Welcome back. Like you, we love to celebrate Western New York, and we have a special one for you tonight. Films produced and images captured by a home movie buff from South Buffalo generations ago are now being enjoyed thanks to the work of his grandson. Dave McKinley reports on how these pictures of people, places, and traditions from Buffalo's heyday share memories still cherished by so many.
Family traditions are perhaps as old as Christmas itself. Well, this is a story about some traditions born nearly 70 years ago and still cherished today, which began inside this house in South Buffalo. And had you passed through this door back then, you would have found Paul Kamade, his wife Amelia, and their 3 children, Bobby, the oldest, then Betty, and Ronnie. Paul, like many a dad who procured a film camera in post-war America, would bring it out for various occasions.
Every birthday party, every graduation, every Christmas.
But unlike most, he went at this with a certain zeal.
It became his passion.
He was like the producer, the director, the cameraman.
And scriptwriter, who would feed the dialogue to his kids for some pretty elaborate stuff.
And he would edit it and do the splicing and, moving things around, making it the way he wants.
This one in particular, Christmas Memories of 1951, is 17 minutes long. It tells the story of how the youngest, Ronnie, was being pestered by his older brother.
Or in the vernacular of the day, you were giving him the business.
Yeah.
My brother told me that I was a bad boy and Santa will never bring me any toys for Christmas.
It then tells of how Ronnie, at age 3, goes down the street and boards a city bus, by himself mind you, traveling to downtown Buffalo to visit Santa at one of the large department stores that once graced Main Street. Christmas morning, he awakes to find what all of us eventually learn, that Santa knows the real score and a bevy of presents await him. But as time went on, Paul, who owned a clothing store on Seneca Street, the building for which no longer exists, became more passionate about his filmmaking as the chronicles of the family became more elaborate.
Did you see Short Pants?
Long before anyone heard of reality TV, this 1954 production came with plenty of period dialogue.
That for me?
Who'd be calling you?
Someone might be interested in me.
Lucky if you get a telephone call in 6 years.
6 years? I'll be an old maid by then. I'll be 17.
I'll go wash behind your ears.
Bob here recalls the long and short of Short Pants like it was yesterday.
I bought a pair of pants, dress pants, and I had something going on that night or something, and I needed them shortened.
He asks his dad, his mom, and his sister to help, each in turn saying they're too busy, but then
Each one of them went and shortened them without the other knowing. I put them on, and they're like up to my knees.
So it's fun to watch the progression of how his talent grew, and the quality of the productions changed and grew so much as well.
John Romeo is Betty's son and Paul's grandson and owns a video and graphic design firm in Virginia. It was his idea to collect all the old films and create a YouTube channel called Paul Kamade Presents and save them in perpetuity. There are now 122 of them.
Well, these were films made by your dad, and for the pleasure and enjoyment of your family, they're now being shared with everyone.
Yes.
How does that?
It's wonderful.
Now in their golden years, the Kamade kids realize that while they were once the stars of the show, that may no longer be true.
What may really be the star of the show for anyone who looks at it is what's around you.
Yeah.
The vintage shots of Buffalo when the city was in its heyday and had more than 500,000 residents. The downtown window displays, the toys, which would be the envy of any collector these days, and about which, as you look at them now, you may be at this moment kicking yourself for having gotten rid of them or silently cursing whoever threw them out. And there's more.
I think just the history, you look at the back at the history. Okay, here's a film from 1953. Holy cow, look at that car.
Right.
Look at that refrigerator. Look at that stove. I remember that toy. Things like that. I think that's just so precious to people.
The response I've gotten from friends and even strangers who are finding the stuff and they're just like blown away by what they're seeing. People are connecting with this family, even though it's not theirs.
That may be because as you watch these films, you're not just looking in on the Kamade family. You are looking at your own, and you are remembering when your favorite uncle came home from serving overseas. The places we visited, the thrills we found there, the way we dressed, the way we danced.
I think that people can identify with those movies, identify in their own life.
Yeah.
For it is memories which bind families over time, especially around the holidays, whether made in this old house that still stands in South Buffalo or a million others like it.
And I think everybody has those memories somewhere in the past,
Oh,
and
yeah.
they relate to it when they see it.
Through the passion and the lens of a long-ago fellow named Polka Maid.
Thanks for memories, Dad.
Yes.
Thanks.
I think I'll go read my paper now.
Happy holidays. Dave McKinley, Channel 2 News.